There is no doubt that our government and officials have lied to us about many things. Some of it we have accepted for a long time. I don't need to know our national nuclear secrets. I don't want to know them. I don't want to know. There are some things I don't need to know. And so we do have to keep some things secret. But somewhere or another, our government has gone back to what was being done with Hoover, J. Edgar Hoover. J. Edgar Hoover was in charge of the FBI from almost its inception, if not its inception, up until the 1970s. And he controlled almost everything because he had spied on everybody. He had everything on JFK. He had everything on everybody. So you didn't make a move if Hoover didn't want you to make a move. Well, we have the Epstein files. Well, I should say, we don't have the Epstein files. We talk about Epstein as this really bad scandal and, Jay, I wonder who's involved. We have to stop asking, I wonder who's involved, and start asking, who has all of the information? Because I think that's as much, if not more power than Hoover had. This is all of the biggest names in politics from all over the world. Apparently, there are sex tapes that go along with it. I asked Kash Patel, who is the guy holding the book? Who has all of the knowledge and who has control of it? Listen to this.
Hillary Clinton's email, wiped. Peter Strzok and Lisa Page's Lovebird text messages and phone calls, wiped. Special counsel, Mueller's deputy, Andrew Weissman, his phone was wiped.
Wait, how does that happen when I know NSA has gigantic data banks in Utah underground? Like, captures everything.
Well, good luck getting that. I'm not saying it's not there. Who are you going to get that?
For instance, who is currently holding, this is way off the topic, but who has Jeffrey Epstein's
Black Book?
Black Book.
FBI.
But who? There's...
that's under direct control of the director of the FBI. Just like the manifesto from the Nashville school shooting of the Catholic school. We still haven't seen that, right? It's not the Nashville police or PD saying we don't want this out. The FBI airmailed into that operation and said this is not getting out. Because they do that because this is another government gangster operation. All these local law enforcement communities get funding from the DOJ and FBI for local programs. And if you don't cooperate, you're not getting your $1 million for this, and you're not getting and that's a lot of money to these local districts. That's how they play the game.
So your FBI director is the guy who has all the information. That is way too much power in an unelected official. That book should be made public. All of it. All of it. You know why we don't trust our government? Because they've proven themselves to be liars over and over and over again. We know we cannot trust them with secrets. They will share secrets illegally and then erase the fact that they did that. We know that bribery happened with Sam Bankman-Fried. We know it. We know it. He promised $1 billion to politicians in Washington, D.C. Then our Justice Department and the FBI said, you know what, we're not going to dig any further. He's guilty. He's going to jail for fraud. No, wait. What about the corruption? There's nothing to see here. Well, we know that's a lie. The Daily Mail reported that the CBS producer Ira Rosen's new book, Ticking Clock, Behind the Scenes at 60 Minutes, in the book, he alleges that Maxwell, the woman that was helping Epstein,
Ghislaine Maxwell,
refused to help locate the tapes that Epstein had recorded that included Bill Clinton. But he did imply that she did imply that they existed. the outlet reported, the book sheds new light on reported claims that Epstein had secretly recorded his celebrity friends having sex with women and underage girls at his home, then used the footage to blackmail him. We know that's true. We know that's true. We just don't know who he was doing it for, and my guess is the federal government. In his new book, Daily Wire reported, former CBS producer Ira Rosen said he asked in 2016 for the footage of Donald Trump that Epstein might have shot, only to have Maxwell respond, if you get the tapes on Trump, you have to do Bill Clinton. He said, listen to this. I want the tapes. I know Epstein was videotaping everyone, and I want the tapes of Trump with the girls. Maxwell said, I don't know where they are. Ask Epstein. The guy who was running 60 Minutes said, the fate of the country is at stake. So it wouldn't be a problem for Clinton. It would only be a problem for Trump. He said Trump could be elected president. How will you feel if those tapes emerged after he was in office? Maxwell, he said, gave me a stern look and pointed a finger in my face. And she said, I am the daughter of a press baron. I know the way you people think. If you do one side, you must do the other. If you get tapes on Trump, you have to do Clinton.
Wow.
I mean, here's a woman that was setting up underage girls to be basically raped, and yet she has more ethics than the guy running CBS 60 Minutes. Unbelievable.
Incredible.
Unbelievable. Now, I tie that with this that you're not going to get in the mainstream. A video resurfaced Tuesday of attorney Bradley Edwards discussing former President Donald Trump's attitude and actions towards late child sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein following the latter's first arrest. Edwards has represented more than 70 victims of Jeffrey Epstein since 2009. 70. Let me just say that again. 70 underage victims who were victims of people in the highest offices of the world, and you don't know who they are. Because I guess you can't handle it. He's represented more than 70 victims of Jeffrey Epstein, is largely credited with helping bring the child sex trafficker to justice. In a video that circulated online yesterday and originally was released by the Conscious Resistance Network in 2018, Edwards told the site's founder, Derek Brose, about his perspective on Trump's involvement in the situation. Brose cited a case brought against Trump by two former alleged victims of Epstein, which was dropped before reaching court. He asked Edwards his opinion of the validity of those claims. This is from the attorney of the victims. He said, when asked about Trump's involvement, the only thing I can say about President Trump is that he was the only person who in 2009, when I served a lot of subpoenas against a lot of people, he was the only person that actually picked up the phone and said, let's talk. I'll give you as much time as you want. I'll tell you anything you need to know. And Trump was very helpful in the information that he gave. He gave no indication whatsoever that he was involved in anything untoward whatsoever. But he had good information that checked out and that helped us. And we didn't have to take a deposition of him. Brose then asked if claims regarding Trump's kicking Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago were true, to which Bradley replied that he had definitely heard that. Trump has previously said that he had a falling out with Epstein 15 years ago, but never elaborated. Later reports, some involving Bradley, alleged that Trump kicked Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago and permanently banned him from the resort because Epstein had, quote, sexually assaulted an underage girl at the club, end quote. So the republic is at stake because of Trump. When the evidence looks like Trump probably was a helper to the victims. But Bill Clinton who we know likes to dilly-dally. I don't know with underage women, have no idea, but that is what Jeffrey Epstein was best at. We don't know anything about him. We know he's mentioned in these files that were supposed to be released today, but now we're going to have to wait a little bit longer. We know that his Bill Clinton is mentioned 50 times. 50.
It's amazing we don't have this information yet. And
Because if it was about anybody else, if it was about Republicans, I'm sure there's some Republicans there. But
Probably.
If it was about just Republicans, it would be out. If it was if it was at any other time, I think it would come out. This is so diabolical that it doesn't come out because it only gives power to the deep state.
Yeah. And it gives rise to conspiracy theories.
Yes.
When you don't have the information, you go looking for it yourself and you make stuff up. Or some do.
You just try to make sense of it.
Yeah.
And if you don't have the information,
then they wonder why there's conspiracy theories abound on the internet.
Come out about Wuhan. We know about Wuhan.
Yep.
Okay? We know about it. So just come clean about it. It may be worse. It may be better than we think we know, but we know that you were involved.
And you're hiding things.
And you're protecting people. And money, millions and billions of dollars are at stake. We know. But we live at a time when, Ricky Gervais said, God was creating man. And he's like, he's going to be amazing. He's going to be stronger than the lion and the bear because he'll have this great intellect and he'll be able to think and he'll be able to create. And he's just going to be amazing. Of course, later on down the road, he's going to be afraid of words. So it'll all come undone. I mean, that is true.
Mm-hmm.
We are amazing people who have been taught to be afraid of words and questions. That's not who we are. That's not who we were made to be.